Hi, welcome to today's episode of the new TwoChiefs channel. I'm Kirkland,
And I'm Gregory.
and we are here in our shop, TwoChiefs. And today we're going to talk about what it's like just running a retail store with just us two.
We're going to go into the dynamic of what it's like working with your partner, and we're having to work together. We're the only two people here in the store. We work all around the clock, 24/7. So just kind of get into a little bit about
Our little mom and pop shop, except for it's a gay and gay shop.
exactly.
Yeah. If you're new here, because most of you will be as this channel is just getting going, but I opened this business back in 2021 and was just operating online and did that for quite a few years. And then met Greg. He's moved out here, and since December, we opened up the physical space, and Greg's jumped on board running the shop alongside me. And so it's been quite a fun little adventure since then.
Yeah, it's been a lot of hours have gone into it. It's really hard, even though TwoChiefs was established for 5 years, opening up a physical store and really getting people to come out here and get to know us. It kind of feels like you're starting a business all over again in a way. And so we've just been really fortunate to have one another to depend on and just work through the motions of getting this up and running. And I feel like we're just now starting to hit that milestone of people knowing of us, knowing where to find us. We've done a lot of community outreach, going to different markets and just getting our faces out there.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably one of our biggest things is the community side of things, being able to go to just, if you're ever opening a store, running these markets, you think, are you putting all your energy just into that store space or like getting your face out there and going to local markets, even if they're not always the biggest sellers? Like we might go to even some smaller little flea markets, things like that, but getting to connect with community, like people within the community, and knowing who you are, learn where you're at, even if you don't have the biggest sales day then and things like that, they come find you. They're excited that you exist, and
It's all about connection, and it all
yeah,
ties back to like what TwoChiefs is. It's all about community. It's about storytelling. It's about the history of the land that we're on. And we go to these different markets, and there's already value in just going and doing community outreach, because we try to go to different events where maybe it wasn't the same as last time. And it really does, again, come full circle to what TwoChiefs is about, is that there's literally everything here for everyone. And so it's really nice. We were just at a fashion show recently, and we saw so many fun people. We brought Cheekbone Beauty with us, and that was a hit.
yeah, our makeup line here.
Yeah, but then we also have a lot of like the wood carvings that Kirk's dad does. That was also a really big hit. And it's just really nice to go out into different communities and meet people, and just building those relationships. I think we're not just a retail store. We care about the people and the products that we offer, and we get excited when other people come in, and we want to establish we're our community is like our family.
Yeah.
And so when we see returning faces come, it really is like seeing a friend or a family member come in.
One thing that's been really exciting about it too is we operate here on Cheyenne First Nation, so a reserve here, but a lot of the different community events that we're going to different reserves, and some that I've even growing up here haven't seen all of them. And so getting to go see some of these new spaces that they've built, these cultural centers or like their band offices, and just the developments that they're having, I'm like, wow, this is like some of these communities I'm seeing just how they're thriving, and it's amazing to see and get in there. And Greg, coming from Toronto, not really exposed to this world at all, getting to come along with me and see this huge part of, what makes my life so important to me. So getting to bring him along. And
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, for someone like me, I'm from Toronto, and so everything's new to me being out here, but mostly just being immersed in like your culture, Indigenous history, especially it being Indigenous History Month. There's always a different energy everywhere you go. And so it's very specific to each community. But I feel like there's always that one through line of like family, deeply rooted culture, history, community, just community,
Mm-hmm.
community, community.
What's been super interesting, I think because I ran this online for so long, the marketing side of things were something I had to put everything into. So really socials or, just getting myself out there online. And it's something I've already done. Both of us knew how to really do in our own personal branding. But as far as the business, we've really even stepped it up to a whole new like layer here to really put ourselves out there. And when we go to these community events, seeing people that have seen our marketing and they just haven't had a chance to come in and they're saying, yeah, like whatever thing you're putting out there is really like getting out there. We're seeing it. And that's just such great feedback, even if it's not immediate. You put these hours into making your TikToks, your videos, these YouTube channels, whatever you're up to, and knowing that it's actually being received and you're building that brand. It's just like the more you put out there, it's gonna give back, and it's just all part of it. I'm finding it's
Mm-hmm.
really knowing those hours aren't going to waste because when you have your slow days around the store, you can fill it with that. And I see with a lot of other businesses that really, really rely on, your foot traffic and everything, and they might not do that level of marketing, still trying to get that online and trying to capture that online customer seems to also be bringing in our community at the same time. So it's really, it's exciting. It's knowing our efforts are going somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think with all the marketing that we do, it goes into like it just being the two of us that we are operating this whole thing, and it's a big beast. We might have a small store, but it's a big giant beast that we have to carry on our backs, and
Mm-hmm.
we'd never stop working, and we both constantly wear multiple hats. You know, we're doing the marketing, we're doing the inventory, all the behind the scenes stuff, and then most importantly, bringing all of the products that we've curated and that we care so
Mm-hmm.
deeply about out into the community. And then I think just really depending on one another. We're super fortunate that as a couple, we get to work with each other day in and day out. And I think with it being so successful from when we opened the physical store to now is because we have so much trust in our relationship. So being business partners, it makes it honestly, you'd think it'd make it more difficult, but it makes it easier. I feel like being around someone 24/7, you might go a little crazy. But, and with us, I think we've just been so good at working off of each
Mm-hmm.
other as people, as partners, now as business partners. And so, when there's an idea that I have, there's even if it's social media or if it's a new product I want to bring in or anything, I feel like there's just a lot of trust there of like, yes, I see your vision and I'm on board with it, or we at least are able to have a conversation and talk about next steps or what our vision is. And we always are, we even if we disagree, we manage to somehow get on the right track and have the same vision. And
Mm-hmm.
we just get really excited over everything too. We're really, really excited about the opportunities that
Yeah.
we give to other people, the products that we have, and just sharing it all with people.
I'd say if you wanted to open up your own store and you're working with a partner or somebody that you're in a relationship with, there's something that's going to get you further. I was already so passionate about Indigenous culture and art in this business, and it just feels like you don't always know where life starts, work starts, and it's just all in the same. But I feel like when you're building a business, it is just part of who you are as a person. And I feel like that's what it takes to really be successful in starting your own business, especially in today's day and age. It's really like you're up against even the things that we're selling, we're up against these corporations and all these those are our competitors out there. So we're just carving our footprint in there. And by wearing all the hats. We're marketing, we're accounting, we're the salespeople, we're absolutely everything. And it takes that. I wake up every morning and it takes those hours, and you hear that about people when they're running their business. It's just 24/7, 7 days a week, 10 days a week. Who knows? it's
Yeah.
it's
You're
nonstop,
doing
but
landscaping.
landscaping, yeah, like kind of keep this all set up. When we go to these markets every week, we're taking inventory out and bringing it back in. We're resetting up the store, moving the store around.
Or interior designers, or yeah, or
We're
just
absolutely everything.
but I
Answering
think that but
calls.
I think that's where the joy comes from, because having like your own business, I know it is technically all of Kirk's business, but I do feel like we almost have like a child together, and this is like we got to make sure that it's nurtured and taken care of, and every piece is so important to us. And so you don't even realize how much work you're doing, because it doesn't really feel like work. Truly, it's like this is our second home. And so I'm always thinking about what can we add to our home so when people come in they feel more welcomed, or more, how can we be more hospitable, or how can people enjoy themselves more, or when they leave, what's going to want to bring them to come back to the barbecue, like, and be like, you know, I had a really fun time at Greg and Kirk's place, like I can't wait to go back. Like that's the feeling. And so it really, sometimes it can get a bit consuming when it's like a lot and you have so many things to do at once, but at the end of the day it's a lot of joy that it brings us, especially when people come in and share stories about how much they're enjoying a product that they just got from us. So.
I said it already, but I feel like it's what it takes. It takes having that sense of, oh, hi.
Hi, I don't have anything.
You know what? So you can see it never stops.
If you're thinking of going into business, even with your partner, just honestly, just do it. It's very rewarding. It can be stressful, but if anything, I think being in a business with your partner gets to relieve some of that stress, because as I always say, in a partnership, any partnership, sometimes you're not always 50-50. You have the person who's 60 who can kind of bring it to 50-50, or vice versa. And so, yeah, very, very, I don't think I could do this with anyone else, really.
I think with that seems a good place to wrap up for today. We're glad that whoever's come to join us so far on our new YouTube journey, excited to have you here. Take a moment, like, subscribe, follow along. We got more videos to come. We're just getting started.
Thank you so much for watching. Leave a nice comment of maybe things that you enjoyed about this video, maybe something you want to see in the store. And as always, you can find us on other socials at Shop TwoChiefs, shop online, shop2chiefs.com.
We got our new loyalty program on the website. Earn some points as you shop. We're really excited about that. And yeah, I guess we'll catch you in the next video. Bye.